Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping right into the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE. Quite a bit of controversy around it, especially its leader, Elon Musk, and these, well, intense legal fights over transparency.
Yeah, absolutely. We've looked through news reports, court documents. It's quite a picture.
And our goal here is really to get a handle on the key questions about DOGE's role and, its accountability.
Okay, so the first thing that really jumps out is the secrecy effort. I mean, the Trump administration actively tried to block DOGE documents from being released.
How did they try to block them?
They went all the way to the Supreme Court, basically petitioning them. Their argument was that DOGE is just a presidential advisory body, so it shouldn't be subject to FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act.
Right. The idea being it's just offering advice, so it needs that confidentiality.
Yeah.
But that argument didn't really fly with everyone, did it?
No, not at all. You had watchdog groups like CRW and American Oversight immediately filing FOIA lawsuits.
What were they looking for specifically?
Well, CRW wanted records on DOG's operations, who worked there, any recommendations they made about canceling government contracts. American Oversight was focused on documents about the firing of those 17 inspectors general.
Okay. And did the courts weigh in?
They did. A big moment was Judge Christopher Cooper's ruling. He said DOGE is, and this is a quote, likely subject to FOIA. He also noted its substantial authority.
Substantial authority. That sounds like more than just advising.
Exactly. It suggests real power, real influence. And then, sort of related to the secrecy, you have allegations about how DOGE officials were communicating.
Oh, you mean the encrypted messaging? Signal, things like that.
Precisely. Signal even shared Google Docs. Democracy Forward filed a lawsuit over this, arguing it could violate federal record-keeping laws. If you're doing government business, you need a record.
And their argument went further, right? They called DOGEA
A shadow operation led by unelected billionaires. Pretty strong language. They argued it wasn't properly established or funded, which, of course, clashes directly with the administration saying DOGE records just fall under the Presidential Records Act.
So you've got this fundamental disagreement. Is it a real agency accountable under FOIA? Or some kind of informal advisory group shielded by presidential privilege?
Yeah.
And right in the middle, you have Elon Musk.
Yeah, his role is, well, it's definitely unique. He first pitched this Government Efficiency Commission idea back in summer 2024.
And he was officially designated as what? Some kind of special employee?
An unpaid special government employee, yeah. Limited to 130 working days a year. But despite that seemingly limited role, President Trump kept saying Musk was in charge.
And the course picked up on that.
They did. Even court documents refer to him as the DOGE leader. So you have Amy Gleason as the acting administrator, Steve Davis reportedly handling day-to-day stuff.
But Musk is the leader. It sounds intentionally fuzzy. Who's actually accountable there?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It creates this accountability vacuum. And then Musk announces in April 2025 that DOGE is going remote.
Which is kind of ironic given his previous stance on remote work for feds.
Very much so. Though some, like Senator Kevin Cramer, argued maybe this outsider unconventional status is actually good for efficiency. A different perspective, anyway.
Okay, but this ambiguity really came to a head with Amy Gleason's deposition, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Judge Cooper ordered her to be deposed in the CRBUW lawsuit. The DOJ immediately appealed.
On what grounds?
They argued it intrudes substantially on executive branch operations. But then things got even messier with Gleason's own sworn statements.
What happened there?
Well, there are contradictions. She stated she was the full-time administrator for DOGE, but also confirmed she held a position at HHS, Health and Human Services, starting around March 4th, 2025.
Wait, full-time at DOGE and holding another government job simultaneously?
That's what the documents suggest. And she also stated she reports to Susie Wiles, not Musk, and that Musk doesn't even work at USDS and doesn't report to her.
Which directly contradicts President Trump calling Musk the leader.
Exactly. It raised serious questions, even about potential perjury.
Wow. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. We've got DOGE, this government efficiency body, shrouded in secrecy, facing major legal challenges over transparency.
Right. Led, at least publicly, by Elon Musk in this very ambiguous role.
With conflicting statements from the acting administrator adding to the confusion. The whole thing seems to boil down to this tension. The administration wanting to keep things under wraps versus watchdog groups demanding public accountability.
That's the core conflict. And major questions remain unanswered. What is DOGE's legal status? How much authority does Musk actually wield? What does this all mean for government transparency?
Yeah. Considering everything we've discussed, it really makes you ponder the wider implications. when these powerful tech figures get deeply involved in government, especially when transparency norms seem to be challenged. It's a complex situation, definitely one to keep watching. Thanks for walking us through this deep dive.